Hey guys, how you doing? Dan Freitag here from All Access Management, the Average Dan Show, Foster the People podcast. Today, I've got Greg Hancock with me from Narconon Suncoast. And Greg, I just want to say thank you very much for being here today. I met you at a Line and Bowl event, which was a pretty neat event. So tell me just a little bit about your company and how you got involved.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me here, Dan.
Oh, anytime.
Definitely appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. My name is Greg Hancock. I came from an inner city, like a little biography on me a little bit in terms of, I came from an inner city called Chelsea, Massachusetts, and it's only a 1.7 square mile, and it's about 7 miles north of Boston.
Okay.
And being an inner city, the city is plagued just like any other major inner city in the world or in the United States. It's plagued with drugs. So from a very young age, I saw friends, family members pass away, from drug use, whether it was heroin, whether it was methadone, whether crack, cocaine, alcohol, the mixture of such. In Narconon, the word itself means no drugs, right? Okay. So narco means drug, non means no drugs, means no drugs, right? So it's a program since 1966. We're in 30 countries, and we have the ability to get off a person without using drugs. So it's a very holistic way to do it.
I like that thought.
Yeah, so there's 4 particular aspects to it, but in terms of like growing up, I'm not an addict myself, right. But just like when I did presentations in Boston, Massachusetts, the average kid I'm talking to, he's not addicted to drugs.
Right.
So it's unreal to him that he could become addicted to drugs. But what happens is you don't have to use drugs to see the negative effects of drugs.
Oh, yeah.
You can see people all around you.
Completely. Like, you're totally 100%. Just give you a quick scenario. I mean, like I told you a little briefly, when I was 16, started out with smoking cigarettes, then we got smoking the weed, then we got smoking hash, we got smoking mushrooms. And before you know it, I wouldn't say we were addicted, but it burned a lot of time. How can I say, brain cells, made some very bad decisions. And I'm really proud that you're here today to inform and foster the people that watch us, that we all get in these mindsets where we need to get a drink, or we need to do this, or we need to fight with somebody. And your service is not really like the normal ones where they're giving extra drugs to get them off of it. So elaborate on that a little bit more for me.
Yeah, well, the average person that comes to Narconon has failed in rehab about 8 times.
Wow, that's
okay.
A lot. Yeah.
And the average person coming to Narconon is on anywhere from 5 to 9 drugs.
Wow.
One of them being street, and the rest of them being of a medical nature. So they're not just addicted to 1 drug; they're addicted to 9 drugs, right? So when you look at a person holistically, you really have to cleanse their system of the toxicity of drugs.
But now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay, like literally a lot of the last couple, I'm trying to think of his name from Friends, who was a drug addict, alcoholic. A lot of them. Matthew Perry, exactly.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, he was around all of his friends, his family, people he worked with. Why couldn't they convince him to change his mindset? I think that's the problem. Like I said, I have done all types of drugs. I'm not proud of it.
Sure.
I'm not going to say that I regret it. I mean, I'm thankful I'm here today, and I can say my mind is don't do it. Okay, but I can't tell people how to live their life. But then I go the other way. I feel like it's a mindset. We get into our mind, because I can't say I've really had a really serious addiction. So.
Sure.
All that I can say is it's a mindset, and until you're willing to clean that mind up, you're going to keep going, like you said, it'll be 8, 9, 10, 20 times, and then what happens? You'll die, or God knows, go to prison or something.
Yeah, totally, and that's normally, so what happens is the average person has gone beyond the point. He has generally wrecked his relationships with himself, with his family, his communication lines, all the things that he would be able to utilize as a resource. So this person really, it's either there has to be at least one person in his life that still cares about him, still connected to him, that when he does come across the road where he does something so impactful that he either almost kills himself or kills someone else, there's a very brief moment in time where he's ready. So we could say that the reason why I'm here is I'm just trying to gradiently or inch by inch
Okay.
increase a person's knowledge,
There you go.
which therefore increases a person's responsibility,
Right.
which therefore increases their control. Okay?
Nice.
So they're kind of connected. Like if I was asking this person, well, get off drugs. Well, they're
Yeah.
like, why? Well,
Yeah.
the definition of a drug is a poison.
Okay.
A little bit of a poison brings you up, a
Yeah.
lot of it brings you down, and a lot of it will kill you.
Right.
So if they get the definition of things and how it really works, then they understand, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. For instance, so when we go into a school and explain to them how alcohol is made, right?
Okay.
So alcohol is really just the fermentation
Yeah, exactly.
of fruit
Yeah.
in certain things, right?
Right, yeah.
So at that point, it fermentates, right? It becomes a poison
Yep.
and therefore a drug.
Yep.
But so yes, a person drinks a little alcohol, they come up.
Right.
You know, they're having a good time. It's social. They put it in a way to add sugars and other things that occur. to
Okay,
make
but
it
you
taste
just,
good.
you just made a good point there. It made me think. We talked briefly about this. You know, I don't think it's necessarily medications and alcohol as much as a lot of things in life. I mean, think about it.
Sure.
Our food processed. It's got sugar in it. I mean,
Pesticides.
Geez, and pesticides. We can't even tell if it's really clean or if it's not.
Good point.
Unless you basically grow it yourself. I mean, get the cow, feed it, take care of it. You don't know whether or not it's good or not. So to me, in a sense, couldn't we also say that like our eating habits and hey, there's a lot of sex fiend people out there.
Yeah, there's definitely
There's
addiction.
all kinds of addictions that I think it comes basically down to the mindset. And well, let's be honest. Also, your environment. Your environment has a lot to play with it.
Yeah.
If I wasn't hanging out with the people that I was hanging out at a young age, maybe I might not have done that.
Sure.
But I feel like personally, like I try to speak to people in our podcast. Many of us get depressed. We have a lot of things that happen. It builds up that scar tissue, not only inside and out, but it feels like the only way I can release is by taking a hit or
Sure.
taking some drugs or snorting this or, running from my problems. And I think half of it has to do with is accountability
Sure.
because they have no reason. I mean, if you're sitting in the drugs, now granted, I can't ever say like this is a full-blown drug, but you see stories, you hear people, you could probably tell 100 stories.
Yeah.
And it like makes me wonder, how do people get, I think, like Michael Jackson, how do you get to that point? You had everything, you had money, you had power, but then I go to myself, well, maybe he had too much of it.
Yeah. And plus, it's how he's schooled or educated in what he would take
Yeah.
to relieve a condition. Because
Yeah, but think about it, he had a doctor, but a doctor was controlling pretty much what he was taking. So he sort of feel like it is the doctor's responsibility.
A lot of it falls on the medical field, certain things.
Yeah.
But even collectively, we individually have to increase our knowledge
Yeah.
in the area. And that's, again, thank you so much for having me here. That's
Oh,
part of
no,
it.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
this because I said this is one of the biggest things that it touches my heart, okay?
sure. Thank you,
Because
yeah.
I wasted probably 15 years of my life smoking and drinking at party. I mean, okay, I still drink a little, but I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't promote drugs. I don't encourage drugs. I encourage you don't take nothing. I mean, my dad, knock on wood, 96 years. He'll be October 19th.
Oh, God bless him. Yeah.
He only takes vitamins.
That's amazing.
B12, D3, and an iron tablet. Now, he just had a major surgery. He had a cancer tumor in his stomach. He was bleeding out for like 2 months.
Wow.
We thought we were going to lose him on the table like about a month and a half ago. And he came through as well.
Yeah.
But to know the man, he never did drugs, he'll drink a little bit. Him and my mother
Yeah.
just had that 5 o'clock, that 2-hour drink limit. That was it. But,
Yeah.
I just look at it. It's an addiction is a drug, okay, however you
Yes.
look at it. And it could be anything, like I said, from food, sex, lack of not working, lack of, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes addictions are also people are lazy to work.
Sure.
And we've
Understood.
got the mindset with the younger generation, I think, we'll just sit behind and we'll play computer games all day.
Yeah, it's definitely electronics and technology in this area where the era that we're in is definitely a problem because it introverts
Yeah.
a person.
How can we take this
Yeah.
and educate more people on how to get involved? And let's be honest, I'm I'm sure there's a fee to this. I mean, is it pretty
Yeah, so let me
expensive?
go through the four components of it.
Give us some ideas of how
Right.
that works.
So since 1966, the first part of the program is a drug-free withdrawal. We
Okay.
use very unique drills and processes to get the person out of the past and also to alleviate the withdrawal effects of drugs.
Wow.
It's very unique, it's very exact. So that's for the first roughly 5 to 8 days, or depending upon the
Okay.
withdrawals. They then go into what's called the New Life Detox. Now,
Okay.
on this program, it's at least 3 weeks to 5 weeks. They actually go in and out of a sauna,
Yeah,
medically supervised,
right.
over, anywhere, again, it's 3 to 5 hours a day. And the program, that part of the program being inside and outside the sauna, they do that. But part of it is they exercise for 30 minutes,
Okay.
whether walk, if they're older, they walk.
Right.
They do the bike. If they're more unfit, they can run. And all it does is it starts raising
build that
the
endorphins
temperature, and
yeah.
it starts getting their
Yeah.
circulation going, instead it's getting the metabolism going.
Okay.
And they also take vitamins and supplements. One of the vitamin, which is people should read up on, it's actually in the book, Clear Body, Clear Mind. It goes over niacin, and it's a huge implementation.
Yeah, my father was taking that for a long time.
Of vitamins.
Yeah.
So as part of the program, the drug is purged and pushed out of the fat and goes back into the bloodstream.
Now I would think, I don't mean to interrupt
Yeah.
you, but I mean, I'm thinking in my mind, all these people you see on TV, and so that's the only thing I got to go by, because I've never really experienced it.
Sure.
You see that show Intervention, where they
Sure.
get the family and they're telling, oh, if you die, help me, man. And it breaks my heart every time I see that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But then I go to myself, okay, if I got addiction to heroin or something, pretty heavy blown, you see these guys shoot up and then they're out for like hours.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they would transition that way successfully, because I would think that's a hardcore drug that they want to keep driving for and keep getting more, It's like an addiction. It's
Yeah.
it's like a sexual drive or some kind of drive that you have, or money drive. 'Cause some people are
Yeah.
driven to just go make money. They don't give a crap about
Well,
their
once
family.
you
or anything else.
handle the drug out of the fat,
Okay,
you're handling the mental compulsion,
there you go.
and you're also handling the physical compulsion, because it's not unknowingly coming back into your bloodstream. So what happens, say you have a person who just quits on their own. 4 months, 6 months, a year later, they've been drug-free, but inadvertently, due to the metabolism increase, metabolic increase, due to
Right.
activity or anything that occurs, stress.
Right.
So what happens is the drug gets pushed out of the fat,
Okay.
out of the fat cell, into the bloodstream. Now they get thrown out of the present, into the past. Now they're acting like a drug addict. They have the same mental cravings and also the same physical cravings.
Wow.
So without this part of the program,
Right.
it'd be very difficult to get off drugs.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking, because like I said, I can't ever say from personal experience, thank God. All right. I know a couple of years I was like drinking a hell of a lot, going, wow, maybe I do have a problem. I
Sure.
had a couple of DUIs. I'm not proud of it, but but I look back, but it's like I never had to get up the next day and go, wow, I need to have a drink, or I need to have a shoot up or something. It was like I could go for 3-4 days and have 5-6 beers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And normally my runs down to how this is with most people, but like you wouldn't do it for a week or two. Then all of a sudden, bam, you start hanging out with Susie Q or Joe, and next thing you know, you're partying up, and next thing you know, you're in this vicious cycle for 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Hell, when I was in Fort Lauderdale, I got into working as a videographer. I started a company up where I was doing 3 camera shoots. I worked with a talent agency.
Yeah.
And all I do is I go around from Miami, South Miami, all the way up to West Palm Beach, and go to his clubs and get these bands. We're sitting out there drinking, doing cocaine. And the thing that kicked me in the ass was I couldn't pay my rent because I was just paying money.
Yeah.
Get it here, go out the window,
Yeah.
couldn't pay my rent. And my friend / landlord said, you need to get your shit together. Well, what she did was she called the cops, and next thing you know, I got arrested. And it sort of gave me a reality check, but that was one of those things where it was only a temporary reality check.
Understood.
And that's where I think so many people, they have the rehabs. They keep going. They go back, they go back. How can you try to encourage people or foster people? You're going to make hiccups, but how do you keep going? It's
Good.
like an alcoholic. You got to go back to A&A. triple
Yeah.
A, double A, whatever, AAA.
Yeah, it's a
know?
good segue. So the last part of our program is called Life Skills.
Okay.
Now, it's 3 courses. The first course handles the antisocial and social characteristics of a person,
All right.
because they can't just leave a program and go back to the same
No.
negative environment,
No.
the same negative people.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, they're going to have a pitfall. So they actually, from a course perspective, look at it and see what they can do about, okay, this person is social, so it's just as important to identify the social people and not confuse them with
Right.
the antisocial, and vice versa.
Right.
After that, they then do what's called personal values and integrity, where they actually start looking at all the things they've done harmfully along different areas of life, what they've done to themselves, what they've done to their family, what they've
Yep.
done to their groups.
Yep.
So in this process, they start unburdening themselves, and their memory comes back.
There you go.
They start, and then in that part, because they now know more, they can take a little more responsibility, also gradiently in this area. But in addition to that, once they do that, the last course, which is pretty huge, it's like a life, you could say a life course,
Okay.
also like a business. Where they learn a life plan and a business plan, where they
Okay.
actually start looking at exactly why they did drugs in the first place.
Good point.
So they rehabilitate to the point, but they're also set up. They're not going to just go out and not have a job.
Yeah, because you would think about
because the
it
program
has to
is
be
at least
staged.
60 days.
Wow, yeah.
So and generally a person doesn't leave until they have their life set
Yeah,
up.
I mean, I would think really even, okay, give you a prime example real quick here. I've been training my staff, my leadership staff at my one company, just basic stuff like
Yeah.
SMART goals, time management. I've been teaching them now for 12 weeks. Now, granted, it's only been like a 45-minute presentation because I don't want to pound them too much on it. But it took me 11 weeks to get them to go, oh, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, because you're living it, right? They're living in the center.
Yeah,
they're
they-
sleeping it, eating it, living it. So they're doing 24 hours a day.
Correct. They don't leave.
And how do you get people to work with these people? I'm sure that's probably a hard task too.
Well, once you're trained in it and you
Yeah.
really understand it and really getting by the first part of it where they get the drug out of their body, they're
Right.
detoxed. They're like a new person because
Yeah.
it's not only like you mentioned a little, it also handles pesticides,
Yeah.
chemicals,
Yep.
radiation, handles
Wow.
all the things that occur and what sticks inside a person's fat. So it's not just, per se, like that particular street.
All right, so now how does your system compare to, I don't even know who to compare it
Yeah.
to, but how is yours different or better than your competitors?
Well,
Let's put it
my competitors are my friends, right? So
Okay.
we don't
Well, you
really.
should, yeah, you guys are working
We
together.
work
I mean,
together.
yeah, yeah.
So we would never, there's certain things about a program that, I think every program works to some degree. We know we have a very high success rate compared to the normal program. And I would never throw my friends under the bus, but we
There you go.
know due to especially getting the drug out of the fat,
Right.
not using drugs to get a person off drugs, the person has set up their whole life not to go back on drugs.
There you go.
And that's why we have a very extremely high success rate.
So just out of curiosity, roughly,
Sure.
because everybody's going to say, well, if I had a problem, okay, how are they going to pay for this?
Good. We accept PPOs. So
Okay.
people who are working, we accept
Okay.
PPOs. The second thing that generally happens if a person isn't working or they've
Yeah,
they have to
probably
have a
hit rock
family
bottom or something.
or loved one.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is we do have scholarship programs to help people that qualify for the program.
So, okay, so now how that works, I'm glad you brought that
Yeah.
up. Because, see, through my 3 companies,
Yeah.
we try to give out money at the end of the year to contribute back to society, to contribute back communities, like we do for the fire protection company. I have A to Z Fire.
Nice.
We give anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 for fallen firefighters.
Wow.
Okay.
Very nice of you.
All access management. We try to focus in on, our main thing is building a financial base on how to live. Instead of paying rent, you're building assets.
Right.
So we try to get people encouraged to take in this money and use it as a down payment for buying a house or building an asset. And then foster the people. We have just started this year. We're trying to find groups that will help people become better people. And we haven't really came up with a dollar amount yet,
Yeah.
but we would like to contribute to something to help people become more successful, more, how can I say it, qualified in life to live a happy life? Because
Yeah,
don't we
it's very
all
nice
in
of you.
life, we just want to have a peace in our heart. We want to know we live in a safe environment.
Yeah.
We want to know that we're growing, getting a little bit bigger and better every day.
That's right.
And I tell everybody, it's that 1%. Just if you haven't walked, take 2 steps. That's 2 steps more than you did yesterday.
That's right.
Next day, take 3 steps.
Nice.
Next day, take 4 steps. As long as you're doing that little bit every
Time.
single day, you're moving ahead.
That's right.
So how do they get information about you? If they have some people, how do we get in contact
Sure.
with you?
So the 800 number is 888-531-5691. And again, we're local in Clearwater. We're at the
Okay.
corner of Sunset and Kings Highway.
Okay.
So we're very close.
Yeah, you're really close.
Yeah, we have a 35-bed facility there.
Nice.
And people stay there. And
Okay.
generally the program's at least 6 to 8 weeks and can go upward to 5 months or
Okay.
even more.
All right.
And that includes room and board and everything.
There you go.
So also you go on the website, go to narcononsuncoast.org,
Right.
and you can get information there because there's all the success stories
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
all the information there from what the program is and the 4 different parts of the program. But again, thank you so much for allowing me to talk.
Well, like I
about
said,
it.
let me ask you this
Yeah.
question. Okay,
Yeah.
really. So what? Okay, everybody has their passion, and
Yeah.
I love this about
Yeah.
people like you, because you guys, that's a true passion. It's not really about money. It's more about
Yeah, it's
helping
definitely not
people.
about money.
And that's what I respect about
Yeah.
people like you. So I mean, what drives you? You said you've been doing it for 31 years.
Yeah.
Hey man, power to you. So what gives you that drive? What makes you get up and go, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna help people out.
Simple, unnecessarily suffering.
I like that.
It's just the suffering going on unnecessarily.
Right.
Lives are being ruined unnecessarily, and it's time to make a change.
No, I give you that. See, that's one of the reasons why I started Foster the People. You know,
I like that.
It's like I'm tired of people that get stuck in their way. They don't know how to make change. Their life's pretty much flatline. You know, mainly what it is, it's in your head.
Yeah,
It's how you're thinking.
correct.
You get up and look in the mirror and go, oh, I suck. My wife's bad. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done this. And you get that negative Nancy attitude. And what happens? You just start slowly spiraling out.
Yeah,
And then if you have some contributing, maybe loss of a loved one, or we had a person down here who lost their 2-year-old daughter, drowned in the pool. Man, I'd be probably become a drug addict after that. Especially like if you were at work and your wife was home with the daughter and she snuck out in the pool.
Oh, wow.
It kills the whole relationship. It kills the trust. It brings people apart.
Yeah.
And that's why my main mission for Foster the People is to help people, to educate people how to live better lives.
that's appreciated.
How to get more involved with their community, how to contribute more to the successes, and ultimately not beat themselves up because we all make mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day I can say I make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to keep moving forward. Like I keep saying, that 1%, just do a little bit something different.
That's right. And statistically, every 14 hours, one person in Pinellas dies.
Wow.
So
That's a sad thing.
we need to do something about it.
Definitely.
Fentanyl, the way fentanyl is being
Yeah, let's
used.
talk quickly about that because that
Sure.
is a very serious thing. You see all these things on TV now where Trump's out there blowing up ships that are bringing these drug lords. I don't necessarily think we should blow them up. I think we need to stop them. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not going to say it's right. Hey, you know damn well if you're doing something wrong,
Sure.
and we've warned you. Blowing them up, I don't know. Arrest them, put them on thing. But once again, what happens? They get arrested. They get out 3-4 months and they're back in the street doing it again. So maybe it is. Maybe
Yeah.
showing some really serious scar tissue that someone's going to kill, like poor Charlie Kirk.
Sure.
Defending his whole life and got shit out because somebody didn't like the way he did it. But
Yeah.
I still say, I'm going to quickly say this to you. I used to have employees that we hired from Goodwill. And this was 20 years ago. And they got busted in the 80s for drugs. And man, I think it was, I don't know, was it Bush or somebody, when the president said, hey, that's it. We're not playing this no more. You get busted, you're going away for 20 years. And I had guys that worked for us.
Wow.
Okay, they were selling some crack and they were doing stuff. But really, you know what it came down to? They were really good people.
Yeah.
They were just misguided. Hey, if you're going to be making $30,000, $40,000 a week compared to making $8 a week, you know what I'm saying? Money is that thing that's addictive. And that's why so many people kill people. They do stupid things,
I agree. Yeah.
you know,
Totally.
and it's part of life.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I sincerely appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you.
And like I said, I just look forward to doing more with you.
Yeah.
I would like to sit down maybe another time and get you involved. And so what can you tell our people? What can you tell people at Foster the People? What can you advise them? If they have some friends or something, what can you give them a word of
So
advice?
just be patient with them, because at the point they turn to drugs, they're actually doing everything in the world to possibly separate from you. So if you can keep some kind of connection to them some way and start giving them, first of all, you get the information that it is possible to get a person off drugs, right?
Right.
And
It
then
is.
when this person does something and they are ready, because they will do something to be ready,
Right.
they have to be able to reach out to you, and the resources have to be set up so they just go. Because if it takes too
Exactly.
long,
Yep.
it's too late.
Well, the other thing is, guys, remember now, let's talk about this real quick. Don't enable them. If they're drug addicts or alcoholics, don't give them money to do it. You're going to have to build that wall. I know so many of us enable them, not thinking we are, but you can't give them money or give them alcohol or give them drugs just because you felt like their family or their loved ones, because you ultimately harming them. You have to play tough, and you have to
Tough love.
give them support, and it's hard. I know, man. I've got a couple of friends I've had to, you know, and the bottom line is the minute you help them out, they're going to keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back.
That's right.
Well, Greg, hey,
Yeah.
man, this has been a wonderful time, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Guys, once again, Dan Freitag here and Greg Hancock from Narconon Suncoast. We just want to say thank you so much for watching us here on Foster the People. Check him out. Check out his website. If you got any questions or have any people that might need his help, by all means, look up. He'll do you right. All right? Stay blessed, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
All right.